Hi, Bri.
Hi, Greta.
It's been a while since we've been here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's January 5th, so fresh New Year.
We had Red Bulls again. Fresh New Year, and we haven't recorded in a while.
We took a break.
We did take a break.
3 episodes were rough.
It was a lot. Well, and then we finally got through that term of school.
Yeah.
So I think...
And you have one left?
I have one class.
One class?
One class. What?
Exciting.
Starts what? Is that Monday?
Monday.
Ooh.
Should open that. Froze up.
Quits.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I always go into these thinking, I'm going to be more organized when I talk. Never
Why?
happens.
Let's put some realistic expectations out there.
That's true.
We got confirmation that our therapist, our
collective therapist.
watched our first couple episodes. So hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. And for clarification, we don't go into the room at the same time.
We could. Probably shouldn't.
To be fair, nothing would be productive.
No.
We'd have to record
like this.
So Spotify Wrapped. Yeah. It wasn't a shock to me. My number one. No, we're gonna start with 5. 5 and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay?
Okay.
Number 5 top artist. Harry Styles. A little shocked that he was solo.
I'm very shocked by my whole list, but yeah, that's really shocking for you.
Number 4, Niall Horan. Number 3, Vitamin String something. I don't know why. No, I looked, and I think it's because for a hot minute, earlier this year, during, like, Bridgerton, I was listening to, like, pop songs, but, like, orchestra, and they had the most options.
I'm surprised you didn't get, like, all those, like, instrumental things you listen to.
Oh, my yoga songs, my yoga music that I listen to when I do homework.
Your elevator music?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, and then number 2, Taylor Swift. I am a little shocked.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I feel like she sneaks onto every playlist.
She does. I think you listen to enough of her songs, like, specifically Evermore and Folklore. Mm-hmm. Those are they're very Greta albums of Taylor to do. Thanks, Tay. Number 1, Noah Kahan. 100%.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Not surprised. And then all my top songs are all Noah Kahan.
Yeah. It's because we went to the Adirondacks.
We did. The Adirondacks, I saw him in September.
Yep.
But even still, have not stopped listening to him. I listen to him on repeat even now. Yeah. I love him so much. And it's You're Gonna Go Far, The View Between Villages, most likely the extended version. I just swallowed. I'm so sorry. No Complaints. Orange Juice. And then number 1 song, Homesick.
Yeah.
And I love seeing him live. I was in like the top 0.05 listeners of Noah Kahan. I don't know if that's good, but I love him.
I love
Noah Kahan. What are yours?
So, you'll be absolutely shocked. I'm actually a little shocked by some of these. So, number 5 was Taylor Swift.
I'm shocked.
It's definitely because of my reading playlist.
I getcha. Yeah. Okay.
Literally Exile. Then Alec Benjamin.
Yeah.
Love him.
Love him.
Listened to him this morning.
He's great.
Yeah, not surprised by that. And then NF.
I get it.
And then Mac Miller. It's just such a change the whole way up the list. And then Noah Kahan. So Noah Kahan's my number 1. And then my top songs are You're Gonna Go Far, No Complaints, Your Needs, My Needs, Call Your Mom, and then Dial Drunk with Post Malone.
I love that Noah Kahan has taken over so many. And he snuck his way in.
Yeah, and I also was top 0.5% of his listeners.
Yeah! The Adirondacks really did it for us.
But I'm, like, honestly shocked that he was my top because I listened to, like, mostly, like, Mac Miller, NF at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So I must have just listened to Noah Kahan
literally Noah
way more. And it's because of the Adirondacks. Because we listened to him the whole drive.
Well, it was a 6+ hour drive. Well, and my thing is, my kid wouldn't nap in his crib for a long time. That I would have to drive around for an hour and a half at the end of the day. And Noah Kahan was the only music he could listen to.
Yeah. When
Orange
I
juice.
had him, and we were driving around when we stopped and said hi to you when you guys were leaving, he fell asleep only when I played Noah Kahan.
Literally. He could be so tired in the car, play any music, he will not fall asleep. Play Noah Kahan, pass out.
Yep.
Just like it's his lullabies. So
his
we have to
lullabies.
sing Orange Juice to him.
That's
if
funny.
he's not falling
That's
asleep.
cute.
I have to sing Orange Juice to him. Love him. Noah Kahan, we love you. My son loves you.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us. We'll take merch.
Comment.
Can you just be our friend?
Literally.
I just really
Did we talk about him last time too with the plane one?
Yeah.
That's funny.
You would be the person that I want to sit to in a on a
Sit
plane.
next to.
In a plane. On a plane.
On a plane.
No, you're inside.
I know you're in it, but it's wrong. Do you say New Year or New Year's?
New Year's.
Why?
Happy New Year's.
What?
No, I say New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Why would it be
I don't
plural?
know. I really just started analyzing it this year. I think I said Happy New Year, and then I was like, "Tss," and then I was like,
no. I think about the Bluey episode, when Bandit and Chili are really tired, not hungover at all, just really tired.
Bluey.
As Bingo says, Happy New Year's. No, Bluey says it, Happy New Year's party.
Yeah.
Because Muffin was awake. It's Bandit dancing on a table.
no, Chili.
Chili dancing on a table, and they're like, "Why was she up?" And they're like, "Because Uncle Rat jumped in the pool as a cannonball." I think that's how it goes.
I love Bluey.
I love
New
Bluey.
episodes are coming out soon.
Yes, I can't wait.
Everyone, even if you don't have kids, watch Bluey.
Watch Bluey. You guys were trying to get me to watch Bluey when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like that's a mistake because I'm gonna get but I didn't because I think I was afraid of crying because I
still
cry.
cry.
Now. I cry.
I've watched them
now.
so many times.
There are episodes that I miss because they're so quick.
Yeah.
So it's like a little happy surprise.
Yep.
It's like a little Bob Ross moment.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I couldn't figure out his name. But no, love Bluey.
Happy accidents?
Happy accidents.
Mistakes?
Happy little accidents.
No mistakes, happy accidents.
No such thing as no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a treat.
Voice and everything. Appreciate it.
I had to get soft with it because it's Bob Ross. So how have you been spending your New Year's so far, Bri? Have you been reading?
I have been.
This is called a segue.
Actually, it was a bad one because I have a review first.
Oh no. Okay.
I watched a silent book review.
Oh no.
I hated it, and I will not be doing one.
Damn it. So close.
It made me so uncomfortable.
I loved them. I think they're funny. I think they're so funny.
Listen.
I do prefer watching
if
the
it was
reaction.
like a satire one, then that's funny.
Okay.
But
To take it seriously, you have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think
get
that's
it.
okay.
It's not everybody's cup of tea. I think they're funny.
and I rate all my books 5 stars, so
Every book Bri has ever read, she's like, no, this is good enough for 5 stars.
I rated one book. Let's see.
I don't use Goodreads like I should.
This is gonna be really controversial.
Oh.
Okay, first Sabotage.
I haven't read it yet.
The fourth Lord's book.
I haven't read it yet.
It didn't compare to the other ones. But then Twisted Love.
Oh, where everybody says it's so good.
The writing was really good, and maybe I shouldn't have rated it 3 stars.
Isn't the second book better?
That's what I've heard, but I can't. I think
just can't get into it.
I think I'd DNF it.
Oh, no.
It was a good story.
Yeah.
It was good writing, but it's so hyped up as like a dark romance.
So, baby, do you think you went into it wrong? Like, do you think if you went into it...
expectations of it were set up incorrectly.
So that just kind of, like, messed with...
If you're into, like, a romance book, then I think that's a really good book. It was written really well, but, like, it is advertised as dark romance. And I guess I could see why, kinda, but it's not.
Oh.
It's not.
It's not.
The hype is too much.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
I was disappointed.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to read it, but then I take your reviews of books very seriously.
I think you'd like it. I think Michaela would like it a lot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's more romance, and I just think there could have been more to it.
Oh.
But I'm also not gonna be like, don't read that book because I hated it.
Right. That's not who you are.
Like,
you anytime you have an opinion on a book, you always say, I think if you like blank, you would like it. Or you always say, like, it wasn't just something I would like to read, but, like, you totally could.
Yeah.
You never say, like, don't read it.
And I've actually gotten, speaking of book reviews, I've actually gotten on the site of TikTok where people are, like, digging hard at, like, the grammar in books, and, like someone, we'll talk about it more, too. Someone, reviewed Fourth Wing, and they were like, she said this at this point, and, like, it's not grammatically correct and all this, and it just ruined the book for me. And I'm like, fine, I guess, but, like, why are you reading a fantasy book of someone's inner monologue?
Yeah.
Inner monologue, and then be so aggressive about the grammar like, it's a fantasy.
I never caught anything, and I get really caught up with grammar and spelling errors. I didn't see one single spelling error, because I
think I did see something. I saw something wasn't plural, or there was, like, an and instead of something small, but
or
nothing.
Like a period.
I'm like, well, this is shit now.
No.
Like,
well, I think from a lot of the books that I read, and I came from, like, the whole reading on Wattpad. Like, that's how I used to read a lot of books. So, everything was it was an everything's amateurly written. Yeah. Amateurly? Is that a word? I'm not a writer. Yeah. So.
She's a liar.
But, like, a lot that I see nowadays is books are written in the cadence of somebody speaking.
Right.
And so there are a lot of times where you read these books and there's periods in the middle of a thought, because that's the cadence of how that person is speaking.
Right.
And I think that
like, you'll get a what if period. Yeah. Then they period. Like,
yeah. And it's like, or like halfway through, there was a very specific moment in Fourth Wing that I was reading that I was like, that I had to stop and reread it because I felt caught up on it. And then when I reread it, I realized, no, that's just the cadence of what she's thinking. So that, I think, it's hard because if a book is really poorly written with grammar and a lot of mistakes, I think I have a hard time. But
if you're an author, you need to gain respect of what you're writing, and that comes with spelling errors and in, like, cadence of things and how things are read. Yeah. And that's fine. If something's written poorly, that's one thing. Yeah. But if you just don't like,
to say you don't like the book,
certain perspective, or there's a misspelling, don't get me wrong. Publishers, editors, and the writers all miss a spelling. You're like,
how?
Come on.
How did you do that?
I think I found that in Carnage, too. I think it was a pretty decent one, too.
There are... The Lord's books, I had found a few grammar errors that like didn't make me put the book down.
No,
but like I was like, how did it get through? So many layers. So it makes me think that now not every book goes through that much. Some books get just privately published. They publish it through specifically, like, Amazon has that way to do it. Like, you can publish on Amazon your own book. Yeah. Like, you can be an indie author and just publish it on your own, and which is totally fine. I support it. I love reading indie authors because I think that that's where the artists lie, or in the indie industry. But to just really dig at a book for like one,
right? I think if you're gonna review books, then you need to be interested in the book. You can't go into a book you're not interested in and then write a big review about it or say a big review on TikTok and just shit on it.
You gotta disclose, I did not like this book.
And the side of TikTok I was on for a while did not do that. They were like, this is trash. And a lot of the comments were like,
that feels...
why are you reading it then?
If you don't like it, just...
You can put it down. You don't have to finish the book to read. You don't have to finish the book.
You don't have to finish the book.
If you're not enjoying your time, don't finish the book. Yeah. Unless it's for, like, school. You probably read your damn book.
Probably read your books. Well, like, I couldn't... Not that it's a DNF for me because I'm going to read it, but, like, Carnage, I just was not in the headspace to read it. I wanted to read something different. So I tried to read Does It Hurt? But then you said... you brought me Fourth Wing.
So why don't we skip to what we're reading?
Okay. So what are you reading?
No, you go first. Because you just finished a book.
I did.
Did you just punch your butt?
No, I just hurt my wrist. I don't want...
I thought you punched your butt bruise.
No. My butt bruise. No, I just finished Fourth Wing.
Woo!
Woo! The first book. I bought Iron Flame today.
Good. She finished it today.
I finished it. I started it Tuesday, finished it today.
So we're going to put it right here. Because we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about Fourth Wing. So
and probably a couple other books.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There will almost guaranteed be spoilers because we don't want to spoil anything. So I think you should read it. So if you don't plan on reading it, though, go ahead and listen.
It's fantasy.
I do want to preface this even before the spoilers. Great book.
So good.
5 out of 5.
So good.
10 out of 10.
10
5
out of
stars.
10.
It's beautifully written. It makes you feel things. It's so clever.
I've never felt emotions like I felt emotions for this book.
And I miss it. I miss Navarre.
We've read the Lord's books, and I've read a couple other fantasy books that I'm like, oh man, I'll never get my mind off these, and don't get me wrong. I will never forget Riot. We'll go there too. But I have not stopped thinking about this book. Like, I want to jump into this world, be in this book, feel these feelings with these people. And it's crazy.
It's great. I think, like, I'm in the wrong universe. I'm in the wrong universe.
I can't wait for you to read the next one.
So, okay, now, spoilers. So, finished Fourth Wing today. I sent the video to you and my other friend Hannah. My reaction to the last page.
I knew you were gonna figure it out. I didn't figure it out.
I kind of called it, but...
And that's one thing, like, I'm always good at, like, predicting a book ending, predicting how a show's gonna end up, like, a twist or something. I didn't get that in this book. And that's what makes me excited. And, like, I was excited watching you read it, too, because I was like, I wonder if she's gonna guess anything.
And it's not that I didn't say it out loud or anything. I kind of did, because I think I did text you. I was like, is her brother alive?
But you're wrong.
But...
What you said to me, you're wrong.
Oh, yeah. I'm wrong on how.
Let me see if I can even reread it with your misspellings here. They were all in caps. You were excited.
Utter shock. I recorded that whole last chapter, but I did, because I didn't know how quick I was going to read it.
Can you read your text?
Is her brother alive? Did Naslin survive and that's not even how you spell resurrect her brother?
Yeah.
They're just skiing her somewhere. I know they're taking her somewhere.
Yeah. So Violet, the main character, again, if you're here, hopefully you've read it.
Hopefully you've read it. Or hopefully, maybe, if at one point you're like, maybe I should read it, stop listening.
Yeah. Because right now I'm going to end ruin the end of the book, because her brother is alive.
Her brother's alive.
And when I threw my book when I read that. I chucked it. I was like, who do I tell to read this? Like, I'm shaking right now thinking about it.
I literally was shaking when I read it.
It's shaking. Crazy. It's so good. It's like, it could be expected. Like you said, you kind of called it, but not until far in.
Literally the chapter before.
Yeah.
I was like, what if? Because something felt off.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they started talking about, and I'm gonna butcher every pronunciation.
I know, I'm really bad at names in general, especially names that I don't hear. I've been trying to, like, when I think about it or when I'm going to talk about it, I've tried to, like, look it up, but...
But, like, the place where they went.
For the war games?
Yes.
Let me look at it. I think, hang on.
I forget how
Hang on.
You had to text it back to me because I spelled it incorrectly. But where they went.
Yeah, I knew at that point, I was like, no. Because Dane said goodbye.
Dane said
goodbye to her.
Essentially, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You're gonna die. I was like, that was weird.
Can you stop texting me so much? No. Alphabine.
Oh, can I look?
Alphabine. I added an L. It is based off us, like, a certain, culture? Language.
Yeah. Really?
I think so.
I didn't
because there was another
There was, like, another disclosure?
There was another controversy where she was like, oh, you say it however you want because this and this.
Oh, I did read that, but then they're like, if you're basing the... I remember reading about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, touching your knee.
Do it again.
I remember seeing a video there, because somebody was like, if you're going to base your made-up culture on an actual culture and language, you should probably be pronouncing things.
Yeah, I don't remember what.
Was it Fourth Wing? I didn't think it was about Fourth Wing.
Yes, because she apologized for it, and she was like, she has a tutor now and everything, like, to learn. I can't remember what it is. I'm sure someone can tell
that
us.
Video. I vividly...
I think I sent it to you.
Oh, I think you did.
But yeah, so if we're mispronouncing anything...
Love to be corrected.
You can correct us. That's okay.
Please do.
But we're not trying to be mean. We're just trying to make a podcast.
I just want to talk about how I was emotionally devastated from this book.
Yeah. And I lied.
You did lie. I asked her, I was like, there were like 2 chapters left, and I was like, am I gonna cry?
You literally said, am I gonna cry? And I said, doubtful. And she said, okay, cool. And then she texted me later and goes, I'm sobbing. And I said, I lied.
Mm-hmm. Sobbing.
I didn't want to tell you because, like,
no,
I think even, because I'll tell you most of the time, like, oh, I told you you're going to be emotionally wrecked by the books. That's fine. Did. But when you got to a point you're like, am I going to cry? I was like, if I tell her, she's probably going to guess something's going to happen and be really close to what could happen.
I get a little too close to the sun. I'm like Icarus in that way.
I hate you.
I'm going fantasy. It's a theme.
Mm-hmm.
I also love how she says, oh my gods.
Yeah.
Because it's not just one.
Yep.
All of them. Yep. Everything about this book makes me want... I felt like I was there.
Yeah, this is definitely one where you can get into it, and if you're undisturbed for a while, and maybe even while you're disturbed, you're not.
You're not.
You're just in it.
You're in Navarre.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's written so well to... If I can feel the emotions from this book, there's no way it's a bad book.
No! And, like... What? Just... Now, I don't understand army stuff, military.
Yeah.
That's not... I don't get it. So I had a hard time following some of that, because I read, like, the back. She is, like, a second-generation army brat. So... That, and that's her words. That's in the description in the back. She is like a second generation army brat, and like, so she knows these things really well. And I love that because it's so just so well done. Yeah. And the whole storyline itself is just a very interesting one. Again, but like you pointed out to me, these things that were happening in the beginning of the book, all foreshadow.
I'm going to read it here because it blew my fucking mind how good this is. Again, you probably, if you listen to the Christmas episode, know that I can't read very well. But I am illiterate. But But she said her name before going on the parapet. Is that how you'd say it?
Yeah, parapet.
Okay. She said her name. She goes, I answers the thunder cracks above me. The sound oddly comforting. I've always loved the nights where storms beat against the fortress window, both illuminating and throwing shadows over the books I curl up with. And if you know their signets...
Lightning and tornadoes!
Lightning and tornadoes! But I marked it because I'm rereading Fourth Wing slowly. I'm not going deep dive into it yet.
I already want to reread it.
You need to read the second one and then reread it. But I wrote in the margin, I said, stop it right now, Rebecca. Because that's the author's name.
Rebecca
coincidentally,
Yarros.
Also our therapist.
Also our therapist. Because it's funny because we say that.
Yeah, we talk. Yeah.
Rebecca! Give me
so
top
aggressive.
Characters, not Xaden and Violet. Rank them.
Oh, no.
Well, not rank them, but like...
Dane's a bitch.
Dane's a little baby back bitch. He's a bag of dicks. He can eat a bag of dicks, is what I mean.
I was going to send you on Etsy, there are bookmarks that literally say Dane is a bitch.
I love it. Because Dane's a bitch.
So just look up Fourth Wing bookmarks, and it's like right there.
Dope.
If you're interested, a lot of shops have them.
I was getting so mad at him.
Just wait until the next fucking book.
I forget that he's probably still gonna be there, cause
just wait.
Well, cause it ended with them in.
There's so much. The next book is longer. Horatia.
Oh, wait. Also, I'm a little peeved at Violet. I understand why she's mad.
She's stupid.
But like, get over it.
How is he supposed to tell you every goddamn thing?
That's the trope. I mean, that's the whole, like, I love him, but he doesn't trust me, so I'm mad that he didn't tell me everything.
Like,
that happens in every romance book.
But it's bigger than her.
Way
and
bigger
I get
than
it.
her.
It's her character. It's a story. Like you said,
Without
I get it.
Without
but
it, the book wouldn't happen. But, like, I'm mad at her. Like, get over yourself.
Have you seen him? Can we just shut up?
Get over yourself. He loves you. Although he has not.
He wields shadows.
He wields shadows. I literally texted Bri. I was like, he's a shadow wielder? Hot. I love Liam.
Oh, yeah. Let me rank them.
Oh, yeah.
So, side note. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, so I created a character. But I named her Dylan Ryerson. Like Dylan from the Parapet. And then, obviously, our husband. Dylan was such a short... I knew Dylan was gonna die. I knew Dylan was gonna die.
You knew. He was
had too many hopes and dreams.
Yeah. He was literally just there to introduce you to how quickly a character will die.
Yeah, and
you
she even said that.
And I said to Bri, I was like, I'm getting emotionally attached and I should not be.
Oh, for sure.
And she said, nope.
Liam. Honestly, and Sawyer and Riddick.
I feel like I haven't. I feel like I forgot about Sawyer.
Sawyer gets more in the next book.
Understood, okay.
Like, I like Bodhi.
I do love Garrick and Bodhi.
I do it, but I just am not as emotionally invested.
No.
Liam's definitely my number one, and you hear more about Liam in the next book, too. I don't think you'll stop crying once the next book gets going. It's longer. It's a little slower. It was harder for me to get through, but...
Okay.
You thought the ending of this one?
Oh, because you said it's not over. There are so many more of these.
Oh, yeah. I think she's writing 3 more.
How? I'll find out.
What do you mean? Like this? Or like this?
I mean... Like,
yeah.
How... Okay, Liam.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
I miss him.
He said it was his honor.
Can I rank Taryn?
Yeah.
Taryn is is up there.
Yeah, I love Taryn.
I love Taryn. The humor of that dragon.
The dragons get better, too.
Oh, okay, when I texted you, I was like, these dragons are just gonna start talking.
You said that, and I was like, how do I say this where it's not gonna be, it's not, like, cheesy talking? It's not, like, where they go, hi, how are you?
I just pictured a big-ass dragon talking.
Yeah, the fact that they don't, like, speak out loud makes them terrifying.
Oh, terrifying. Or, like, how the reactions are still very dragon-like. They still chuff, they still chortle, they still, like...
I like that one.
Chortle. But, like, I remember the part where they had to do the presentation, where where the squads had to walk
before they
through. Before the threshing.
Yeah, okay.
The day before the threshing, where they had to walk forward and back and there's just lines of dragons, just like watching them.
I'd be the one that was incinerated.
First of all, fucking terrifying. Second of all, I pictured dragons with little clipboards and little glasses on. I couldn't picture it.
I did not.
Well, when they talked about it, once they were in there, I was like, that's fucking terrifying.
I imagine, like, a cave. Like, it's more closed in.
I was picturing trees.
Yeah, and I think it does describe it,
like,
but I think more of, like, symbolically, it's, like, closed in, and, like, you're there.
Yeah.
They're right here.
Yeah, they're this close. But, like,
and they could literally just breathe and you're dead.
Yeah, no, but I pictured it very, anytime that they explained anything, I couldn't help but picture Hogwarts.
It's hard, but also once you read the next book, I'll start sending you like Fourth Wing TikToks.
Okay.
So you'll see all the like amazing art people have created.
I've avoided looking it up. I had to look up parapet because she said it so much.
So much. It sounds wrong. Like the word seems wrong. I don't like the word.
I don't know what you're saying.
I think it should be something different.
I
hate the book.
And then I texted you. I was like, "They're gonna talk, aren't they?" And then literally, it was like the next bit that I read.
Pages,
I was like, "Oh, in their heads."
Yeah, and that's
like, I get it because
that's
it was
crazy.
Fucking Jack. Fuck Jack. Jack's a bigger bitch.
Yeah,
and
we'll talk about this again when Greta's read the second book too, because like once you go and read the second book and then think about the first book, you're like, I should have known so many things.
What? Oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm going to literally start reading it tomorrow.
But she purposefully leaves out the information that makes you know things, obviously, but in such a good way.
I love that.
That you're like, I wasn't missing any of the story. The story could have ended there, been what it is, but like when you get more information, it's what kept me reading, because I do, like I said, I do think the second book is harder to get into. It's a more difficult read. I think.
Probably, is it heavy information based?
It's a lot of setup for this. The first half of the book is a lot of setup for the second half.
Understood.
It's a lot of, this is what just happened. Here's explanations of things. Here's where you are, what we're doing.
Well, because we have to find out how Brennan's still alive.
Yeah.
Or, like, why was he dead?
What it means.
Oh my god, is the dad... No, the dad's not alive. You're not going to tell me?
Why would I tell you anything?
I don't know. Keep reading. That's what Bri says. It's a quote.
Because
we literally...
Bri reads first and faster than...
That's true. No, so Taryn, hold on. I got to go back to ranking. No, we got a little sidetracked. Hold on. Liam. Taryn. And Darna, how do you say her name?
That sounds right to me.
Indarna. That's phonetically, that's how I see it, so that's how I say it.
Okay. Again, if we're wrong, correct us.
Please correct us.
We'll try.
She's so cute.
I cannot wait. I'm gonna say nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna say nothing about the dragons right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, Zane did say that she's bigger in literally 3 days.
Yes.
And that she was, like, no longer a feather tail.
Yes.
And that her power to, like, stop time is gone.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
You learn more about the dragons.
I will literally finish. I'm probably going to be finishing this book next week, because it's the first week back to school.
It's a long. I think that's the book that everyone's like. It's not that long page wise, but the word count is really high. It's a lot.
And then I love Rhiannon.
Yeah, she's awesome, but not one of my faves. Like she's again amazing. Character development.
I love all of the side characters.
The side characters are very, very good.
Even the antagonist side characters, they were just written so well in there to be bad. Imogen, I'm indifferent.
I like her.
I think once I found out that she didn't actually like Zane and that she liked Garrett, I was like, okay, all right, fine.
I like who she becomes too.
Yes. I like that she ended up helping.
And again, you'll see more of her.
I do like her. I do like Imogen, but I also can't see that name.
She's not one of my faves. I really like her name.
I can't. Yeah, whenever I see her name, I just think of Imogen Heap. And she's a musician that I used to listen to when I was in high school.
Okay. I've heard the name, but not in any sort of context.
Very particular voice. Anyways, and then, did I say Riddick?
Yeah, I think.
No, maybe. Liam, Taryn.
I thought we said 3.
That's 3. Riddick's above Rhiannon.
You said...
I just said Todd.
You said the dragon.
Yeah.
Liam.
Taryn, and Darna. Sorry.
And Darna.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm gonna replace Andarna with Riddick. Sorry,
okay,
Andarna. Sorry, Goldie, but
yeah.
I love Riddick.
Me too. He's really funny. He's like a Styles.
Yeah. He's so. I just loved. I would screenshot. Nope. I would take pictures of the pages, and I would, with the markup tool on my phone, highlight the section, because it's not my book. It's her book. I borrowed hers, and it was just things that Riddick was saying. And I laughed out loud so hard to one that I had to read it to my aunt.
Yep.
And it was the one about about making a dick joke. And I was like, sorry, but I'm gonna read because you asked. This is very funny. So I'm gonna tell you. It's just so
everything about the book is amazing.
It's so good. I would talk about it. I want to see it happening. I want a movie.
I think it's Prime. If it's not Prime, it's HBO, but I think it's Prime because I immediately thought of like Good Omens. Because that's a really good show. And she's working with Prime, like Rebecca Yarros is working with Prime. And I think they've bought all 5 books, like the rights to all 5 books.
Well, because like I know that it can be very controversial in the sense like the movie and the TV show are never as good as the book, but like I want to see it.
I want to see it. I want to see what they can do with it. I want to be able to binge watch it unhealthily.
I would rewatch the movies over and over.
I think it's a series. I think it's going to be a series.
Even better.
I could be making that up because I'm again on the side of TikTok where it's like these books are being made into films or I could be making that up. Now that I said it, I think that's wrong. I think they're going to be movies.
That's all right.
But if it's all 5, a series
would
makes
be great.
sense.
A series would be great because I feel like you can get so much more detail from the book in a series. I'm going to come over here and we're going to watch it.
Oh, for sure.
At least do a watch party.
Yes. Every week. I don't care.
Every single week.
That's another thing. Like, everything she writes about is very diverse, inclusive.
She had characters with they, them pronouns that were, like Rhiannon is bisexual.
Yep. Because
she wanted to be in a relationship with Tara, but then she's like on and off again with Tara, however you pronounce it. And then she like, you see her hooking, like you see the aftermath of her hooking up with a male writer. Yeah. I love it.
I have a question for you that you might actually not have an answer or opinion on, but when you learned...
Me not have an opinion?
You shut up. When you learned that Xaden's dragon was the big blue dragon from the beginning of her like huffing in their faces and intimidating them, were you like or like anything like that based on her interaction with the dragon?
From when the dragon showed up on the dais,
when they were put into their formations the first day,
and all those 3 dragons like swooped down.
Yep, landed right on the fucking wall. Imagine that in a TV series.
Oh my god, I'm gonna scream.
Oh, for sure. I will be crying the whole time.
I honestly, I can't really remember how she reacted. I can't remember what she said. I just... Like, do you mean, like, was I shocked that she was Xaden's?
Did it make any sense to you? Like, based on her action?
No, I guess I don't. Why? Should I have an opinion?
Well, I just thought it was really interesting. I'm trying to separate what I've read in the second book versus the first book before I talk. It just seemed to me like she knew who Violet was much deeper.
Because she did... Seagal did interact with Violet. I forgot that interaction.
Yeah. Like, she was making eye contact, doing, like, the head.
And that was supposed to be,
like a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary. I love it. Ooh. I will say, though, the one part where I was like, alright, was when Seagal and Taryn were mating.
Listen, I thought that was funny as fuck.
It was so funny, but I was like, all right now.
We can move on.
I was like,
but
let it go.
It brought it to a really good point in who Xaden is and, like, his feelings and her feelings.
Again, it's the trope. A lot of miscommunication and not fully expressing yourself.
But he had his reasons.
Yeah, he did.
More than you know.
I can't wait to read. Can we stop this? I'm gonna go home and read.
I have one here. Read and let me just watch it happen.
That's what this entire podcast is. It's commentary.
Where are you at now?
Just
what are you reading now?
You're rereading.
Who's that about?
I see that says a name. Say it.
What happened?
Where are you?
What page is that? Okay, but what's happening?
You do that to me now.
I know.
You say, what's happening right now? And I'm like, I don't...
Well, I go, what page are you on? And then you tell me, and I'm like, but what happened then?
What happened? But
like, I know the page numbers.
It's just such a good book. Honestly, if you made it this far, you probably can't read it because we just spoiled everything for you. But I do think even still...
the second one.
Even still, though, you could read it because there's still so much.
There's so much. And it, again, the writing's so good, in my opinion.
It's a really well-written book. Mm-hmm. I've read great books.
When you read a book that's like, here's a nice segue into book tropes.
Yeah.
When you read a book where you're like, okay, this is just smut, you go into it where you're like, this is what I'm reading. It's not going to be super great. It's just going to be stupid entertainment.
Yeah.
But then, like, fantasy versus that is great. Like, you have expectations, but, like, different expectations.
Right. And I remember asking, like, is there any spiciness to this book? And you said, yeah, a little bit. But, and I remember thinking, like, well... darn. Like, kind of like as a, oh, darn. Because, again, I read on Wattpad. Don't tell my mom and dad, but I was reading on Wattpad at 14. And if you know Wattpad.
Yeah.
So, I was, like, almost expecting, like, well, it's fantasy.
Yeah.
You're either Harry Potter fantasy or you're, like, smutty fantasy.
Yeah.
But it came, like, and it was so well done. It specifically... to just bring it back really quickly to Fourth Wing, it was just like there was so much reason behind it.
Everything that's written is written for a reason. And again, when you read the second book, there's even more reason. Like, you think everything's explained with good reason through the whole thing, and it is, but like, it's amazing how well it ties in, and I can't wait for the third, fourth, and fifth books.
I need them out now.
I know, but I'm glad they're not, because I hope she takes her time writing every single one. I hope she doesn't rush any of them, because if they just go downhill...
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Fourth Wing, my favorite book of all time.
Really?
Including the second one.
Okay.
It's just the beginning of everything. There's so much... And it's a faster read with a lot of purpose, not a lot of setup.
Yeah. Well, and
just the story.
And it gives very Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone vibes, or like the Chamber. Those first couple movies for Harry Potter, for example.
It's gonna be a nostalgic thing.
Yeah, it felt they're so like magical, whimsical.
Yeah.
And then it gets dark and it gets serious.
War.
Yeah. And war. And so, like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. And I love it. Like, there's nothing, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
I love that vibe. But no, sorry. So, tropes now. Because that's, another, I think, something else that I think we've even talked about wanting to talk about before.
Yeah.
So, like, book tropes. What would you say, and I know that there are so many tropes out there that I know I'm missing, but what would you say is your, like, top trope?
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, always has been. Like, yeah.
But like, I mean, like, frenemies, enemies to lovers.
Yeah. Sorry. Enemies to lovers. 100%.
100.
Burn the world for me. Yeah. But hate me a little first.
Hate me a little bit. Hate me for a little while.
Yeah.
But then realize that hatred is actually
That's what I tell my husband. I just look at him and go, hate me.
I want to feel pain.
I just punch him in the face. Hate me now.
I love a good, like, friends, like,
yeah,
you would. I like the cutesy romance.
Yeah.
But no, I am starting to really appreciate enemies to lover trope.
And it's difficult because, like, enemies to lovers can be so predictable.
Yeah.
And again, if you read a trope, if you read a genre, you have expectations.
And if you know tropes, you understand that that's literally why they exist, is to follow almost like a script to a degree. Yeah. There is a start, middle, and end to a trope. To a written...
There's one series that is, the whole series is, they're all standalones, but they,
like, are similar world, almost.
It's all in the same series. It's the Never After series.
Oh, yeah. You've talked to me about these.
And they're all standalones, but they're all, like, enemies to lovers based on like Disney stories. So the first one is Hooked, Peter Pan. Second one is Scarred, like the Scarred Prince, so Lion King.
Oh.
And then the third one I just read is Wretched, and that was... Yep, sorry. Again, can't read.
Illiterate. I'm just kidding.
No, I am.
I take it back.
I am.
You can joke about being illiterate.
No,
I
you
can't
can
joke
too.
about you being
It's okay.
illiterate. Because you're
You know
not
I'm not.
illiterate.
It's okay. I just can't read out loud. That's anxiety, though.
Understood. That's like when a teacher would say, okay, you're up
Yeah.
next, and you reread your part over and over again before it actually gets
you
to
try
you.
and count how many people in front of you. That one I think was Wizard of Oz.
Watch it. Yeah. Yeah, like the Wicked
No, it
Witch.
definitely was, yeah.
Wicked Witch of the East, bro. She
Banana
came out
bread? At what? Hell yeah.
No.
And it's triggered again. What book tropes do you know?
Frenemies. Enemies
Hang
to
on.
lovers.
I'm gonna look up a list to see how many I actually know.
That'd be good. Just because, help.
So there's like subsections.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, this one I think you'll know. Sunny versus Grumpy.
I love that's a Nick Miller and Jessica
Yeah.
Day trope. I know the Manic Pixie Girl trope. What?
Virgin and Surprise Virgin.
I couldn't even tell you what I think that
The
would
love
be.
interest or protagonist are a virgin or don't know that the other is a virgin.
Oh, that's like a sub. That's a whole trope. That feels like a sub trope.
That is listed under
Oh.
love interest.
Okay.
Age gap.
Blech. I can't get behind age gap.
Say what it is.
Oh, it's right. I forgot that that's what I told you to do. It's when there's a big age gap. And I hope to God it's like that has nothing to do with teeny tiny boppers. Teeny boppers.
It's like, it's Tyson. Tyson's book is age gap.
Blaken's that young?
Honey. She's in college, and he is much not.
That's true. Okay, he was in his 30s and she was graduating college.
I think she had like a year or two left.
Did she?
Spoilers. Politician.
Gross.
Love interest is a politician. You're not doing it right.
No, that's what I think it is.
Gross.
It's gross.
Priest.
What? Priest? So Fleabag.
The love interest is a priest.
So Fleabag.
That's all it says. Playboy.
Okay,
Same
Playboy.
theme. The love interest is a playboy.
These can't be actual tropes.
These are under.
I
all
understand.
Under,
It's like they're like mini,
love interest.
They're mini tropes. I was like expecting like a
I know it's. There's no. Hang on.
like a index.
That's what I was looking for.
That's what I was saying. There is no. And I was just filling in the blank for you. We finish each other's sandwiches. What?
That's when Hans got the ick for Anna when she said sandwiches.
True. that was Hans' villain origins to sandwiches.
He was like, I didn't come
He's
here
like,
with this intention,
I meant sentences.
but I changed it. He's like, now I'm killing
I was
everyone.
a good guy. And you said sandwiches.
That make me go bad too. Kidnapped, love triangle, forced proximity. That's another one.
I love a good
Do you remember any books you've read that are forced proximity? Because I don't think I've read.
Wouldn't you consider this one? Fourth Wing?
Yes and no. You could put two characters together in the only available bedroom at the hotel.
Oh, there's this one movie that's coming out. It was like about a flight. And they were like, they fell in love on a flight. That's forced proximity. No, I mean, Fourth Wing could be considered, in a way, forced proximity. We won't say fully why.
Second chance. Previous relationship has already gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Allow someone a second chance. Insta love.
Insta love? Is that has to do with like social media? Or is that like love at first sight?
Love at first sight.
I've known you since the moment I saw you.
That's all it is. Fake relationship. I do like that.
Those are good. I don't think Have I read? Well,
I think I've...
Sacrifice was kind of a fake relationship.
Kinda. I think I read one a while ago, and, like, it's alright. Not one of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
Belated love realization.
That's such, like, one of those,
race to the airport to stop their love from leaving because they've only just realized what they mean to them.
Mm-hmm.
Forbidden love.
Romeo and Juliet.
I'm so sorry.
Why do I come here?
Because you like me.
Mm-hmm.
Opposites attract.
That's when people are attracted and they're opposites.
I can't help it. Fish out of water.
Huh?
Oh, country boy in a big city.
Oh, that's like My Life with the Walter Boys. Have you watched that on Netflix?
No.
It's actually really cute.
Work rivals. I feel like that's...
Best
could
friend
be enemies,
sibling.
lovers.
The Sinner.
Yeah. I do like that, too.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday romance. Every Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Impossible love. Obstacles like distance.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they exist in a parallel universe.
Impossibles. That would be the Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Damsel in distress.
Shrek.
Yeah, but I don't think I was expecting that to come out of your mouth ever. Different worlds or experiences.
Very similar to the fish out of water one, it feels.
Crocodile Dundee. Secret Identity. That was a lot of...
Lords?
No, the one I just told you, that was like Wizard of Oz.
Mm.
Marriage Pact. That's like secret dating. Or fake dating, in my opinion.
Marriage Pact? Like
Yeah.
fake dating?
Yeah.
Marriage Pact is like...
Yeah, by a certain age, I guess.
They're saying, like, by a certain age, we'll get married.
Yeah.
And then they realize that they're in love with each other before they can reach that certain age.
Main character has a profession the love interest hates. That seems like such a stretch.
Like, that's just an obstacle.
A list of 50 more romance book tropes. Love triangle, destined for love, memory loss. That's like 50 First Dates. Oblivious to attraction.
Unexpected baby.
Siblings. That's just
that
porn.
That's just porn. Oh, no.
That's not classy, like smut.
Bro.
I dropped the remote. I'm gonna bend over
I'm
and pick
stuck
it
in
up.
the dryer.
I'm dead.
The dryer's been going. I'm stuck in the oven. And I turned it.
Finish one. Put the Red Bull down.
I gotta wait 5 seconds and then take a sip, and then I'll put it down.
Dating the wrong person, on
accident,
not a good match, or like you just picked the wrong.
It was just
you
an
thought
accident.
it was him, but it was him.
You went on the wrong date. Maybe that's it. It was a blind date. Going thinking.
No, that's blind date.
No. It's a mix. They go in on a blind date. They don't know that that's the wrong person. And the blind date with a rose in his lapel sit across.
But you didn't like the looks of him, so you sat at a different table.
He's just
so you know
from
it's
the
wrong.
Dark corner. That's his villain origin story. What else? So yeah.
What books are on your TBR that you're excited to read, or you've been convinced that you need to read? Not Iron Flame.
I got nothing. I do want to read A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Okay, I'm reading that now. I'm reading the second book.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Okay.
I have opinions. So, I've already said this to you, so I guess a spoiler for A Court of Thorns and Roses, but Tamlin's a bitch.
Yeah, you did say that. That's funny. There's one... I've read other books by her, the LMAs, To Hate Adam Connor. They're very, that's like an enemies to lovers, but it's just romance. Like, it's not, I actually have Twisted Love on here, which is funny. I've heard The Shadows is a real spicy book.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
I kind of want to read one that's not, just to...
Yeah, I think I'm in, definitely more like fantasy, romantasy. I think I'm out of smut a little bit. I'll always go back to the Lord's books, though. Assistant to the Villain is one that I follow the author on TikTok. It looks so good. Well, and that's something I think I have to get myself in the right headspace for.
Well, and I know that this book is advertised in the back of Fourth Wing. So, like, I want to read it. It's on my list, but then I saw very opposing opinions.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm a little worried about it. Like, I feel like I'm going in with, like, this feeling of, like, oh, it's gonna be great. I will say, though, I saw TikTok, I even bookmarked it, and it's this one, she's saying, like, if you like this type of storyline, you'll love these.
Yeah, I like those.
And I loved the route. She was like, it went like fantasy, or it went like 1800s, but then she's like, but if you prefer fantasy, you could read these. Excuse me. And then she said, but if you like, what's the word? Bad government.
I can't.
You know what I'm trying to say. No. You don't? No, I do.
Like,
It's corrupt.
Thank you. Oh my god. I kept going P, and I was like, no.
I was going S. Corrupted government.
That doesn't sound real.
I love a good corrupt government, though, like the Hunger Games, or
that gives me anxiety.
Rebellion, revolution, stuff like that. I like a revolution to the government. I don't like Revolutionary War. I'm good. I don't need to read a famous history with that. But anyways, I do really want to read those types of books. I think because Fourth Wing, I think, has got me into it. But I'm afraid I'm going to start reading one, and it's just not going to... It's not going to be up to the same standard, and I'm going to struggle.
A Court of Thorns and Roses is a good thing to read in between, like, after you read Iron Flame.
Okay.
Because I still think about those books, but a little less now that time has passed, and I've started reading something else.
You can have your phone back.
But right now, I'm reading the second book. Already so good. I've heard the second book is a lot of people's favorite.
Okay. That's good to know.
It's a simple fantasy read, too. It's not anything too crazy. I think Fourth Wing is a little more complicated in its worlds. Another series that I just read, I think it's the Folk of Air, the Folk of the Air.
The what?
Hello? Why are these not in order? Yeah, the Folk of the Air.
Oh, the Folk.
Folk.
You understand now? The Queen of...
That's the third book. I just finished that. More YA.
Oh, okay.
But not like high school.
Not like too young.
Yeah.
I do have a hard time with, like,
and it's not
YA.
it's not like smut. It's like romantasy.
Okay.
It's like slow burn.
I love
enemies to lovers.
I do love because with those slow burns, when they finally like kiss, I'm kicking and giggling.
Yeah,
I'm kicking my feet and giggling whenever it happens. I'm like, hee hee.
Yeah, this is the. So I only have
Cruel
one.
Prince. You've talked about it. Okay.
We need to talk about this book because
I'm pissed. Okay,
so mad.
So Laces by Tempe Lark. It's such a quick read. This is
definitely one that, like, you have to go in with the expectation that, like...
It was an indie author.
It's not anything spectacular. It's a bully romance.
And it's very, okay, how? Like...
It's unrealistic.
It's
not fantasy. It's just a book. A little bit spicy.
But it was one of those where it was like...
It basically should have just said to be continued at the end of it.
Yeah.
because you said there was 3 of them, right? And they were supposed to be one book, right? And you said she cut them up.
It said because she wrote on her, like, on a website or something, Tempe Lark wrote that when she wrote Laces, or the Hawthorne Boys, whatever it's called, the Hawthorne
Boys
Asylum.
of Hawthorne Asylum.
Yeah. It was like COVID, and she was just really, ended up getting really sick, and so to kind of take up time and to make sure she was posting it, essentially, she said that she just needed to get it out there.
Yeah.
But I guess that this is like she does this a lot, though.
Yeah, she's pushed it off a lot. So then the second book, Lincoln, was supposed to come out.
There's reviews.
Yeah, it's everyone saying it's not out.
Oh.
The second book was supposed to come out, I think, on Halloween or the week before,
because Carnage came on.
And then the third book, Milady, was supposed to come out on December 29th.
Yeah, and nothing.
And then she just took them all off Amazon, and like they never existed. And then a month later,
save it.
Yeah, I pre-saved it.
Me too.
And then it's suddenly not on the Kindle anymore. It's not on anything. And then she puts it back like a month or so later.
Has she said anything?
No.
No. I don't trust her. Or what books, like, are on your TBR? What's, like, one of the better books that you've...
Well, right now I'm reading the second book, and I'm also on my currently reading, but, like, so I have the physical book of A Court of Mist and Fury. Mm-hmm. So I'm reading that, and then I have the digital version...
We're not talking about tropes.
Digital version.
There it is.
Of The Fabric of Our Souls, which, again, found it on TikTok, heard great things about it. One that will make me cry type of book. So that's on my Kindle. So I marked that as currently reading, but I haven't actually started it yet. And I think what I'm going to do is read through the court books.
How many are there?
5, I think.
Okay. I want to read a thriller book because I haven't read a scary book, I think, ever, and I'm really interested.
I have, like, good, like, psychological thrillers that I've read.
I like a good psychological thriller.
I'll throw out a rec real quick. Lucinda Berry does a lot, like, she is a psychologist.
Cool.
She wrote, kind of more like Mindfuck, I'd describe it as. The Perfect Child is good. Saving Noah, sad. And then When She Returned, freaky.
Okay.
Nothing like monsters, anything like that. All psychological.
Well, because I read Watching You, which is coined as like a psychological thriller. It wasn't scary, but it was definitely a psychological book. That was a good one.
Yep. Luckiest Girl Alive is good.
Okay. Question.
Yep.
Because almost every book I've read recently, it was a shared POV. So, reading Fourth Wing and not getting that shared POV.
I like it.
I love it.
I think I
missed
like the single POV.
I miss the single POV. I prefer it, I think, because I like not knowing.
It's like a stability.
Yeah.
Like, it keeps me more on track.
Mm-hmm. And I like not knowing what the other character is thinking all the time.
Yeah. I'm excited for you to read Iron Flame.
So excited. I will hopefully finish. I would like to read it this week. My plan is to start it tomorrow.
Tonight.
What time is it?
10:40.
Jesus Christ. If this Red Bull stays kicked in, I might have to.
Yeah. You'll just be running in circles.
It's just a run off steam. Just like, I gotta run this energy off. It's like when you let your children just run.
We tell Silas to run to the bathroom.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Parenting hack.
Yep.
And for next episode, we're gonna give you parenting hacks. We're not.
Don't trust us.
Don't trust us. We're not handling it.
We're not handling it. That's so funny.
Aw, thanks.
Go back.
Go back.
They said the title.
They did it. And we're done. I don't know what else I was gonna say. I had a whole.
Okay.
Nope. I forgot.
Bye, Greta.
Oh, we're real done? Happy New Year. 2024. We're here. We're gonna post. We'll have fun. But yeah, so happy 2024. Read Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
And so this is just literally the Fourth Wing podcast episode.
This is going to be called Read Fourth Wing.
Read Fourth
Nothing
Wing.
else. Maybe next time we'll get Rebecca Yarros here. She can sit right in between us.
Noah Kahan.
Noah Kahan.
We get Noah Kahan and Rebecca Yarros.
We will be sitting on this bed. They can sit up there.
This is for you, Noah. Right here. You can sit on the right here, and we'll talk. We'll talk to your kneecaps.
Yep.
And we'll have great fun. I love you, Noah. Anyways.
Oh my God.
I want to be his friend so bad.
All right. Goodbye, Greta.
Bye, Bri.